I'm sorry, sisi nyabas. Ndandi kumtimkulu mamela. I'm sorry, sisi nyabas. When utulele, I'm tulele mawande. I'm sorry, sisi nyabas. When utulele mawande. I'm sorry, sisi nyabas. I'm sorry, sisi nyabas. Nandi umamdolo mamela. I'm sorry, sisi nyabas. When utulele mawande. I'm sorry, sisi nyabas.
Right, as we all know it, it's a big weekend for South Africans as the 2023 Rugby World Cup kicks off in France this afternoon. The Springboks will begin their 2019 Rugby World Cup defence battle against Scotland on Sunday. To show our support for the Boks, Morning Live will join fans around the world by participating in Bok Fridays for the duration of the Rugby World Cup tournament. And this morning we are joined by Bok fans who over the years have become an unmissable addition to Bok matches with their high spirit and energy, and they are represented by Chulumanco, who is the chairman of the Gwijo squad, Mthunzi Karl Mabeta, who is an executive member of the Ubumbo Johannesburg chapter, and Wanda, Ncemane, chairperson of Ubumbo Johannesburg chapter. Well, gentlemen, it's great to have you on the program. What a time to be alive in South Africa and around the globe as well right now. Talk to us about where it all started for the Gwijo squad. Cool.
Oh, goodness. The Gwijo squad, I mean, officially has its beginnings in 2017 with a game in Durban at Mabeta Stadium and then at Orlando Stadium. But we owe the fact that we have been able to be well received to the fact that we weren't really doing anything new, right? Gwijo is a ubiquitous practice in every South African culture. So all we were doing is bringing a little piece of home into a space that maybe was unfamiliar with it, and it made our people feel comfortable, and it felt like home. So we've been really happy about how it's been received and how we've been able to create that space.
And in Mthunzi, of course, today is a very important day. It's the start of the Rugby World Cup. Why is it so important for us to support?
Huge moment, I think, for South African fans as well. We are the reigning champions going into this one. We know what Usia Kolisi, the figure he is, and how incredible it was winning the last World Cup. If we can do it back to back, I think it's incredible. We already have the momentum of being stronger together. Yeah. And what better time when we're one of the favorites, and after what we did to New Zealand not so long ago, what better time to come together and really celebrate this wonderful sport and what it's done for this country.
And of course, I think, Wanda, you'd have to speak on the importance of Bok Friday, because this must be something that we take forward.
No, definitely. I think we have to play our part as supporters. The Springboks are out there giving their all for the country. And as South Africans, we just have to play our part by showing our support in every way, and what better way than to don your rugby jerseys.
So how many members do you guys have across the country?
I think Ubumbo was sitting at about 300 members, mostly down in Cape Town. We have a Legends group up in Johannesburg that probably spans about 77 members. So it's altogether about 300.
Now, also at the back of those exciting news that we got, that people with SABC will be able to be watching some matches of the rugby right now. Perhaps let's talk about what this means for us as South Africans right now.
I mean, hallelujah to that news, right? The national broadcaster is so important as a means of inclusion for the country as a whole. To have such an important part of our cultural identity, that being the Springboks, being accessible to very few, is frankly, an indictment on both the national union and maybe the powers that be as a whole. But the fact that this deal was able to be struck and this will be available to anybody with a television or access to a television is massive, because we spoke earlier about the impact that the likes of Siya Kolisi have had, and he's spoken very famously about having had to watch the 2007 World Cup at at a tavern in his township, and the fact that we still have situations like that, and how many Siya Kolisis potentially are being inspired by the fact that they simply are. They have that role modeled. They can see people who look like them out on the world stage, and it makes it feel a lot more attainable.
And Mthunzi, with the Boks taking on Scotland, many analysts have termed this clash a potential edgy, nail-biting encounter. Is this going to be an easy game?
There are no easy games in the World Cup, especially not this one. The way things have sized up, what Fiji was doing in the warm-ups, I think it's probably, in terms of anticipation and the drama leading into a World Cup, there has never been one so exciting. So it's going to be an incredible game. The two pivots, the two fly-offs, there's a lot being spoken about them, some incredible matchups. Cannot wait, but I think the Boks are going to be too powerful there.
Yeah, and I'm going to give you guys to give a message to the Boks right now as we lay the foundations for the World Cup. Maybe you go.
I think from Ubumbo and South Africa in general, we're right behind you. You've got 100% of our support. Maibuye, let's go back to back.
Yeah. And of course, yeah, Mthunzi, go ahead.
Maibuye, back to back. I think we should back our boys. It's been quite dramatic coming into it, but we can create some history. We're looking so powerful on the win, on the back of an incredible win against one of the best teams in the world, if not the best. All Blacks, the mighty All Blacks, so I cannot wait. Let's go Boks, let's believe in each other. Let's believe that our diversity and our challenges actually make us stronger, and what an incredible game to put that and showcase how beautiful this country is and the culture of it is.
Yeah, Chulu?
Well, 2023 was always the goal. We have our destiny in our own hands, and I think if they keep the main thing, we'll bring it back. I echo these two gentlemen's sentiments. My boy.
Yeah, and as we continue to experience all the rugby fever that is happening currently, maybe Chulu, you can speak to this. How far are we with efforts of ensuring that we make emphasis of a sport like rugby in our rural areas in the country? Are we making strides at all?
Tough question, because to say are we making strides at all? Yes, there are strides being made. Are the strides big enough? No, the strides are not big enough. But this is the kind of thing that makes a significant difference, right? Even from the perspective of the broadcaster. I remember when we were kids, and when Brazil came through to play against Bafana and Mabeta scored that volley. Every child was outside in their yard, trying to do a Mabeta, and that's what exposure does. You ignite the imagination of young children, and you make it accessible, and you'll find that with the exposure that the broadcaster is giving now, there will be more kids who are curious about rugby, and it makes it much easier to then spread the game into those areas. But the work does need to be done.
Yeah, and of course, all 16 matches will be on the SABC platforms. And Wanda, I think we can never overemphasize the importance of really us as a country right now uniting at this particular time. We've seen this happen throughout the 2010 World Cup. Yeah. This moment, how important is it in playing a role as a unifier for South Africans?
I mean, we've seen it in the past. Every time the Boks have come home with the trophy, how It's brought us closer together. It's sort of like Mthunzi said here, we've taken our differences and we've made them our strength. So in this moment, you know, it's one of those glorious moments where we're going to back the Boks together. All 60 million of us are going to be on the pitch on Sunday. So it's difficult to put in words how important it is to unify, because I think everyone's experienced a bit of it, different phases. And I guess, like Kulu said, 2023 was the goal, so now it's time to culminate and actually, you know, unify, actually, yeah.
Yeah. And Kulu, maybe you can speak to what you're looking forward to most in this tournament.
What I'm looking forward to most in this tournament is that this is the most open World Cup we have ever seen. I think this and the 1995 World Cup are the only editions where the All Blacks did not go in as favorites. And we have a situation where, you know, the actual favorites, or the bookies' favorites, are two Northern Hemisphere teams, which has never happened before. But man, what an opportunity to rise up and make history on almost every front. Whoever does put up their hand when the big moment arises will be immortalized. We have Ireland, who have the opportunity to not only be the first Irish team to win a World Cup, the first to even make a semi-final, and they go in as favorites. You have France, who incidentally have been to the same number of World Cup finals as the Springboks have, but have never won a World Cup final. And you have New Zealand, who have the benefit of going into a World Cup without the same pressure of going in with the expectation that they will win it, so they will revel in that. And the Springboks have the opportunity to be immortalized in a way that hasn't really that has never happened before. You know, the All Blacks won back-to-back, but no one has done back-to-back away from home. So, yeah, if whoever is able to put their hands up in those key moments, their names will ring, you know, in eternity.
And for you, Mthunzi, what are you looking forward to most in this tournament?
I'm looking forward to what's going to happen tonight.
Yeah.
France, New Zealand, what a way to start it off. And then, to be totally honest with you, I'm just looking forward to almost every single game. There are a lot of games over the next couple of weeks. Jam-packed weekends, the braais, I cannot wait for those. I cannot wait to see the celebrations. But most of all, I can't wait for some of the upsets. I hope there'll be some disappointments. I think for Australia, the New Zealand, maybe Fiji, one of those smaller teams can put something away there. Georgia, perhaps. But I'm really looking forward to that quarterfinal. I think we'll make the quarterfinal, and I think that might as well be a final, as good as a final. I think that'll be the first real taste of how incredible this World Cup's about to be.
Yeah, maybe Wanda, you can also share with us what you're looking forward to.
Definitely it'd have to be, I foresee a few upsets coming. It is one of the most open World Cups we've seen. So I look forward to seeing a maturity in world rugby. So yeah, I look forward to seeing a lot of the smaller teams creating a lot of trouble for the bigger teams, and somewhat of a shift in what is the status quo in world rugby.
And how do we get a hold of you guys? Where will you guys be this weekend, Mthunzi?
This weekend I will be at I'll be at a friend's braai on Sunday watching the game, of course. I'll probably be there with you, actually, Wanda. And then tonight I am going somewhere with a couple of friends. I think I forget the name of the place now, but there'll be so many places that are happening. It'll be difficult for me to mention absolutely all of them. And you can bet your socks there'll be guys who are changing plans in the last minute as well. But I will have a beer in my hand.
Yeah.
I'll be around some South Africans of all kinds of shapes, colors, and sizes, and we'll be hopefully celebrating some incredible wins.
Listen, gentlemen, I have to thank you so much. Do you have something to add?
Oh, no, I was going to answer the same question, that, you know, I guess as the regalia would suggest, you know, I'll be at Gwijo Squad HQ, 86 Public Randburg. We always do the rugby there, and it's actually probably what I'm looking forward to most over the duration of the World Cup. We're going to be gathering. Hopefully, the Springboks make it all the way to the final, and we do Sandton Convention Center, 1,000 people plus again, like we did 2019. So and good luck to the squad that is going, the Gwijo squad that is going to France to go support the Boks. The 30 of us going over. So yeah, it's going to be fantastic.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time on Morning Live this morning. And of course, that was a chat about the Gwijo squad and Ubumbo members who over the years have become admissible supporters for the Springbok team. It's now time for us to take a quick break. We're back with you straight after this. Stay with us.
I'm so this is